What up, Buzz? You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack 'em. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things. MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong. History, and we good on that. Put Jilla on the track and we good on wax. 3, 2, 1. Everybody say Bulls on tap. Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty. Benny the bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery. Nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news. Go and subscribe. Hang out with Buzzy and Goose. Tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I'm your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Goose, and we're here after a victory, a Chicago Bulls victory over the lowly Detroit Pistons. And I'll tell you what, it was kind of a crazy ending into a game that I thought they were going to blow, which it was very close for them to do so. Before we get into this, be sure you're going on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap and on Tap Sportsnet. Following Goose at Goose. Oh my God, I almost said Goose scripted. I did. My God, I don't know why I keep slipping on that. Follow Goose at Goose on Tap and me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. If you get a chance, please go to the YouTube. Get off of Facebook and Twitter. Go to YouTube, on Tap Sportsnet YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. We are presented by Sports Illustrated Media Group. Goose, we get a win over the Detroit Pistons, and it was very the old Bulls would have blown the 20-point lead and lost, according to Senor, and the Bulls are back. Senor.
I'm with that second comment. We are so back, baby. So back. Woo! I don't know what just happened, to be honest with you. We did not deserve to win that game. Zach LaVine should have been able to sit out the entirety of the fourth quarter without issue. But Bojan Bogdanovic, holy shit. How is he stuck in Detroit? Definitely.
He got paid a little bit.
He got paid a little bit, but he definitely should be on a playoff contender to close the season here. I'm surprised he made it through the deadline in a Pistons jersey. But to see him go off and do what Klay Thompson likes to do to us and hit 8+ threes in the game alone, which is something the Bulls generally can't do on their own as a team most nights. Kind of scary to see that play out. Obviously, Jaden Ivey calls a timeout without one and pretty much hands the game back to the Bulls. Drama-free end because of that. Zach has a 40-burger. It was a pretty effortless 40-burger from Zach. I don't feel we've given him enough of his roses out of the All-Star break here. Clearly a vacation did him and his ailing hand well because he has been shooting the lights out of the ball since we've returned.
Yeah, no, he looked really good tonight. I mean, 14 for 20 in 37 minutes, 6 for 9 from downtown, 41 points. It's kind of a weird Zach stat line. I don't know. Maybe he heard Patrick Beverley. I don't want you to pass. Just shoot the fucking thing. And that's kind of what he did. 41 points, Goose, only 1 rebound, which was a clutch rebound there in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, made sure he skied above everybody to get it. No assists for Zach, which, again, is a very rare thing in his stat line. It is. You don't see that a lot. But, I mean, he came out, he scored 41 points. He had a great game.
Does Zach having no assists mean a good thing for this team, though? Does it mean that other people had the ball and he took the ball out of his hands and didn't force him to be a point guard? Or is it a bad thing? Because at this point, Zach still might be your best overall playmaker on this roster.
Well, I mean, it's the Pistons, right? So, I'm not – and they really forced themselves to beat themselves because Jaden Ivey accidentally called the timeout there. So I like to see Zach get more involved in so the ball doesn't get stagnant, but how can you bitch at it when he only misses 6 shots out of 20?
It's not like he was taking bad shots. That was the reason for the lack of assists. I feel for the most part, there was only probably 2 or 3 heat check shots, and I believe he made most of them. So doesn't really feel like a heat check when the half court shot goes in. So I don't know. It's just hard. I want to be excited, but after last night's loss and the fashion in which we won this game, it's very much that they are who we thought they were before the deadline. Unfortunately, the 2-game honeymoon phase with Patrick Beverley is kind of going by the wayside. He's obviously still closing games. I feel he's been impactful for the team. Unfortunately, still just hasn't really solved the issues that ail this team. And I don't know what that is when it comes to the fourth quarter, is having a true point guard, as they like to call it, really that important to close games? Is it that simple? Vooch, I don't know what the hell kind of drugs he was on tonight, but he looked like he was in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. He could not catch a basketball, bounce pass, lob pass, leading to the rim, rebound. Like, I don't know what was going on with him tonight. And this is 2 nights in a row where his rebounding totals have been rather discouraging.
Well, he had 9 tonight, but I agree with you in the fact that he looked scared down there. He couldn't get a hold of the ball. I don't know. Was he intimidated by Wiseman and back? I don't know what it was. Vooch has looked off the last couple games. Even to me, DeMar has. I mean, DeMar went 7 for 16 tonight, 21 points, 7 assists, 7 boards. Played a pretty decent game. He's plus 13 in the box score, but he just doesn't look like DeMar to me. I'm not really sure.
That hip injury has not looked very well. I'm sure Vooch probably looking at the prospect of where the hell am I going to go? It's not like the season's going well enough to really be focused and locked in on the season itself, despite the fact that you are in a play-in chase. Embarrassing as hell to say that, but you are still in it, but it doesn't really feel like Vooch is there. Despite last night, he hit multiple threes, looked good, but I don't know. He definitely feels off, and DeMar feels off too, and it has to simply be that they know that the end is near, whether there's 20 games left to play or not.
Yeah, it just feels like, I mean, there's some aspects of their games that are working. There's some aspects that it's not. And I guess you could say that for all 3 of them, really. Tonight, I mean, Zach usually has a box score that looks a little bit different than that. I mean, again, good game from him. No, I have no complaints of the game from Zach LaVine. DeMar.
Terry Taylor.
Yeah, okay. Fucking Terry Taylor. All right. Can't wait to get that on a t-shirt, huh? Buzz wants Terry Taylor in. Well, he might have done better than Pat. Oh, hang on. Pat played a really good first half, didn't he? Even though he missed a couple dunks and everything. And then that layup in the fourth quarter that I don't know what the fuck that was.
It looked like he was trying to tip it to himself. Like when you play 21 and you tip it, and then it looked like he was trying to tip it.
We got people in the comments here, and I need a synopsis from everybody because, as you guys know, the game started at 6 p.m. Central tonight. I usually get the girls down around 7:30. And I lay with them, I read them a book, and I'll usually have the game on my phone, but I can't pay attention to it. Why is everybody saying that? Pat Bev, did I miss this?
You didn't see Pat Bev getting Vooch's face on that defensive miss?
You gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. No, I didn't. I must have been putting the kids down.
There, Ivey made a cut.
What quarter was it?
I believe it was the end of the third or the beginning of the fourth.
If it was the end of the third, I was just coming downstairs. If it was the end of the third.
Yeah. Ivey makes a cut. Vooch never even sees him make a cut, doesn't help Pat Bev at all, and Pat gets in his face and pretty much tells him, no, this is where you need to be, you need to do this, and DeMar kind of has to separate them.
Wow. Okay, I can't wait to see that. Well, that's fun. Yeah. I mean, people come to this show expecting us to know everything, and I just try to open up the door there to let everybody know. I missed that moment. I did not see that. And good, fucking hold him accountable. Pat Bev played a good game. He had the best plus minus on the team, plus 14, 5 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 steals, only 1 turnover.
Man,
I'll take it.
If you could stop airballing threes, he might have had a triple double.
Ah, man. I mean, listen, I like Vooch a lot. I think he's a very, very good player. But Pat Beverley is a guy that, I don't know what to consider him. He is a guy, he's a hustle guy that brings a team, I think can bring a team together. I mean, we saw it when he was with Minnesota and what he did over there, right? And I mean, even when he was with LA back in the day, he was doing some shit,
Well, no, I've always been a fan of the fact that he just does not give a flying fuck. He will say what needs to be said,
right?
Which most players kind of tiptoe around it. I kind of live with these guys. They're my family. Got to be careful what I say. And he just walks into the locker room and goes, blah, 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 blah.
He doesn't. I'll tell you, man, he's one athlete that does not give a shit.
No.
And it's not like anything is malicious. It's just, this is my opinion. Take it as you will or fuck you. And that's basically what Pat Beverley is.
He just says what the other 13, 14 guys in the locker room want to say. but won't say. And then after he says it, they all just kind of look at each other and then look at whoever he says it to and kind of go, he ain't wrong. Like,
Right.
take it for what you will. You can either own it and, improve on it, or you can sit there and sulk like a baby. But at the end of the day, what he's saying is the truth. So whether you wanted to hear it from him or somebody else, he said it.
What did you think about the collapse from the Bulls in the fourth quarter? And the fact that they only had hit 2 field goals up, and it was 4 minutes, 3 minutes left, 4 minutes left.
Time, if the Bulls have a 15-point lead, you better be smashing the minus for the other team. Like you have no reason not to bet on the Bulls blowing a big lead. You will make money every time. Bulls have a lead going into the fourth, greater than 10. Take that bet that the lead will be less than 10 by the time the game's over.
That's fun. It is wild, man. I mean, the fact that they were up at 21 at one point against Detroit and they just let them come back twice. They let them come back.
Like,
they built up a good lead twice.
Did you just get bored? Like, is that what it is? Like, you're like, ah, shit, this is on TV. People are watching this. If we score any more, we got to sit down. We don't want to sit down. Let them back in the game. Let them back in the game.
They started off hot too, Goose. I mean, the defense looked like shit. Don't get me wrong, to start the game off. I mean, 36 points they let up in the first quarter. But the ball movement looked really good. They had 19 first-half assists.
What is with that in the first quarter? Like, to start the year, we sucked in the first quarter, and then we were all right finishing games. Now we start out great in the first quarter, and we don't know how to finish worth a damn. And tonight is a back-to-back, so I'm sure that factors in a little bit in terms of fatigue. Probably took your foot off the gas, thought this Detroit team was just going to go to sleep and let you walk out of their arena with this easy victory. Being out of back-to-back, I'm sure you wanted to take your foot off the gas, and then you almost got your ass kicked. How many points? We had less than 20 points in the fourth quarter, correct?
We had 16.
16.
Yeah. After every single quarter up to the fourth quarter, we were over 30.
So we played like an NBA basketball team until the fourth quarter, and then we forgot what we were doing.
Yeah, we fell off. I mean, like I said, they only had hit in 2 field goals. I think it was like 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. They had 2 field goals hit, and they were both from DeMar. I was really impressed with Kobe tonight. Once again, the hustle, the defense, the shooting. Kobe looked pretty good. 11 shots. He had 14 points, went 3 for 6 from downtown.
Definitely looking like it's going to be hard to watch him walk for free this offseason.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. But I think that his value is pretty low. But there were people calling for him supposedly, but I still see him coming back. I do see Kobe coming back here. I don't think AK is going to let him go just yet. Remember, he is restricted. So unless somebody comes in with a stupid fucking offer, I could see him being back here. Io didn't get a lot of run, and neither did Drummond. 13 minutes for Drummond, didn't really do anything against the team that drafted him. And then Io, couple lapses defensively, and one in particular. Second quarter, Bogdanovic comes off the screen, and I believe the screen was set by Wiseman. And Io just dropped the ball and didn't even try to close out on Bogdanovic, who had then hit a 3. And Io is usually really good at the help. I mean, we talked about that last night, I think. Like, didn't we? I think it was after the show, we were talking about like how I think like he's a pretty good help defender. On ball defender, he's decent. He's long enough, he's athletic enough, he can kind of stay ahead of you, poke at the ball or something like that. But I don't know. Io looked off tonight too. I mean, again, to your point, second night of a back-to-back, maybe a little bit tired going from, Toronto to Detroit.
But for a young guy, I don't know that you can give him that excuse, especially since he's taking a smaller role currently as is. Kind of discouraging to see him take a step back because I feel his pace and his push in that second unit has been a bright side for this team.
Yeah.
Since he's been put there, is really probably the best player at just going balls to the wall in transition. Unfortunately, you need to get rebounds to get in transition, and that's not a strength of this team. So I feel that kind of plays to the opposite of his game in a sense. But no, I'm curious to see how this rotational stuff continues to work itself out. Pat did not finish the game last night. Pat did finish the game tonight. So Billy kind of feeling things out, seeing what works good and what doesn't. What is clear is he is going to play the hell out of Patrick Beverley for this half season that we have.
Yeah. And it's just so funny to me. Like, the first 2 games that they won in a row after the break by bringing Beverly in, there was like a little bit of a different swagger, some more energy, and we talked about that, right? I mean, that's something that we brought up. Go to these last 2 games. I feel like that energy is missing a little bit out of one guy. And I just don't understand it, man. Like that Patrick Beverly is playing harder than everybody else that tried to build this shit. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I think for Pat, it means more. He's playing for the team that he's always wanted to play for.
All that, and I think that Pat's just that guy. That's his thing.
I don't think he has a different gear.
I don't think so either.
That's it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for the stars on our team, I guess there is a different gear, and that might be 1, 2, 3 Cancun. They feel this season's over as we did, and after they didn't get traded to places that were heavier in contention for a title run, maybe they just don't really care. I mean, I don't care as much anymore. Obviously, I'm not paid to play. I'm not there. But at this point of the season, especially when they blew this lead tonight, it's a good thing that Ivey called that timeout and they didn't blow this game, because we would have gone full-blown catatonic here, because this was supposed to be a gimme game.
Yeah, I mean, again, fucking Detroit's won 15 games. I guess we're not much better, but it's a win. They're trying to fight for the play-in. I respect it. I just want to see a little bit more dog from them. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see them blow a lead like that.
Didn't have a back-to-back. Did Washington play tonight?
I don't know if Washington played tonight. I'll let you know right now on my second screen. I don't see him.
No, they didn't play tonight.
No, they didn't. Who did play tonight? Kevin Durant dropped 23 in his debut for Phoenix, and they beat Charlotte. And that's our next opponent, Friday night, against Phoenix. So that's going to be something. I don't know. I feel even like we've been deflated a little bit from the play as of late, man.
That's kind of funny. The Raptors and the Wizards play 2 games back-to-back tomorrow and Saturday. So the 2 teams ahead of us in the standings have to beat each other up for 2 games in a row. That bodes pretty well.
That bodes well for the Bulls.
After that, the Wizards have the Bucks. So 2 games against the Raptors, and then the Wizards play the Milwaukee Bucks. They then do play the Pistons, as we just did, followed by a back-to-back with Atlanta. That's kind of weird. They have 2 playoff-style kind of back-to-back games with 2 division opponents. And
that's wild.
Within 2 weeks. But the Raptors, the Wizards' schedule is favorable to the Bulls in that sense that if they lose the next 2 out of 3 here, the Bulls might find themselves.
Here they are. Yeah, here they are the play-in. If that happens, that's wild. Well, I'm looking over the box score right now for Phoenix. Kevin Durant, his first game back, he played 27 minutes. The 23 points, 10 for 15 from the field for KD. That team on paper is fucking scary. Chris Paul looked like ass, so that's good. That's good. But, I don't know, man.
Corey Dragic is going there to save them, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, right. Now, last thing I want to bring up Bulls related before we get out of here for the night. So I don't know if you saw Joe's report today about the nerve damage that he thinks that has been done. Or was it confirmed? I don't know if it was confirmed. How did that come about? They believe that there's nerve damage in his knee?
I think at this point, when you don't have any answers, all you can do is nerve damage.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that today about Lonzo, and again, I know we've said it a million times. That guy wants to play, and people shitting on him saying that he's just trying to collect a check. I think that's fucked up. He's not that kind of guy.
I don't think he's pulling the Chandler Parsons.
No, I don't think so either. I think that this dude's fucked up, and he does not know how to get back to doing it the right way.
Well, what about the reports that Brooklyn is shutting Ben Simmons down for the season?
Yeah, that's funny that you mentioned Chandler Parsons, because he said that he's going to be a minimum contract player for the rest of his career after this contract's up. That's even if the fucking guy's in the league. That's how bad Ben Simmons has been. And I feel bad because remember when he was like in Philly when he came out? Like, he was exciting. He was an exciting player.
Yeah, he was the Fresh Prince. He was supposed to be the second coming of LeBron James.
Back injuries are no joke, man.
No.
They're no fucking joke, dude. So, I mean, that's my heart actually goes out to Ben Simmons. I feel bad for the kid. I really do. Like, you don't
Well,
want
especially because right now, as we touched on after all the trades went down, that Brooklyn situation, I feel, is probably, in terms of having just catch and shoot guys everywhere, kind of the ideal fit for him.
for old Ben Simmons. Yeah. Somebody who drives, gets the rim, and he's great creator for his teammates, or at least he wasn't when he was in Philly. That'd be a really good fit for him. His old game. It sucks, dude.
Unfortunately, they don't even see that to the point where it's worth giving him burn. So
that's rough, man. That's just a rough ending.
Crazy storyline to see Markelle Fultz come back, remember how to shoot, work through that injury, and Ben Simmons not.
Oh, you remember Markelle Fultz at Washington? He was a bad motherfucker in college, man. Like, I mean, there's a reason he went number 1 in the draft.
Somebody traded up for him.
He was a very, very, very dangerous player.
In Orlando has definitely been encouraging, but it's crazy to think that Ben Simmons has not been able to do something. So
yeah, that's so wild. Second thing I wanted to bring up, Joe also reported that Zach was upset that his name was involved in so many rumors during the NBA trade deadline. You buying that, or are you just saying, fuck, that ain't nothing, that's shit? I mean, he's a human being. If he hears his name in something, just like you and I would, like, oh shit, are we going to be fucking getting shipped out? Especially somebody like him who has to move states, move everything that he's got in a place. I mean, that could be an intimidating thing, whether you're a millionaire or not. I'm not buying it.
I think when you sign with Clutch Sports, and your agency leaks rumors all year that kind of cause internal turmoil for the team. And every time there is turmoil with the team, these reports are coming out that, oh, Zach wants to be in LA. Zach wants to be here. He's a California guy. Zach to the Lakers, Zach to the Lakers, Zach to the Lakers. I don't think that was the Bulls. I don't think the Bulls had any interest in Westbrook and 1 first-round pick for Zach. I don't think that's something that they entertained, especially with the prospect of being able to get somebody like Westbrook on the free agent buyout market if they were more competitive at that point in time. So I'm calling BS. I think
not buying.
I'm not buying it. That's Zach's way of saying, hey, I want to be here, or at least giving the perception of, hey, I thought I was your franchise player. Why are you doing me dirty? He's kind of playing victim. In my opinion, because I very much feel that was mutual in those talks happening, whether that was to LA or New York. If Zach's being traded to one of these locations, both top tier kind of markets, I do feel that it's kind of hard for Zach to be salty in any kind of way. They weren't trying to send him, I don't even know. I can't call OKC a bad place anymore because
not
doing great, and they've got a whole bunch of assets. So, could have sent him out to Bumble and still kind of, I guess, not felt too bad about it. But yeah, I'm calling BS on Zach being a little upset that his name was brought up.
Yeah,
the way that he played.
Right, I agree with that. I'm not buying that he was actually upset about it. That whole Clutch thing, and ever since he signed, there's been some weird shit that comes out of there regarding him when things get a little rough. So I'm not buying it. It is what it is. Again, we got Friday night. We've got Phoenix. That's gonna be a tough one, man. You can't fuck up like you did tonight, and that's the key to your game. Don't mess up and do what you did tonight. If you're gonna want to play and you want to win this game, your foot needs to be on the gas the whole time.
Okay, our foot will have to be on the gas the whole entire time because we'll be playing from behind. So you can't get lazy when you're losing the entire time. When you're down by 15 points, you might play with some urgency. And maybe that's the key to the combination for the Bulls against good teams is that generally you can't not try because you're getting your ass kicked.
Right.
So
I'd love to say that this is I actually have to say this is a trap game for Phoenix. A little bit. It is. They're trying to improve their seeding. They just got Durant back, and the Bulls, for some reason, have played good teams decently.
Yeah, Kevin Durant's second game. They've got that honeymoon hype. Obviously, a lot greater hype than we get with Patrick Beverley. But no, this is definitely a game that I think the Bulls could sneak in and steal, just given the optics of it all and the way that they've played against better teams this year. Maybe they rise to the challenge instead of taking their foot off the gas.
Yeah, I hope to see an entertaining game on Friday night. I really do. You got anything else before we get out of here, man? Oh, he disconnected every time. This guy. Every time. He'll be back in like 2 minutes. Supposedly he can hear me. I'm on 2 screens at one time, dude. So that's all trippy. What do you guys want to talk about? Want to talk about anything? Anything you want to bring up before we get out of here? He's back. He's back. Do you have anything to add before we get out of here?
No, I didn't have anything to add. That's why I just disappeared. I didn't do our post green room show after the podcast today. I just wanted to disappear, but then I felt guilty, so I came back.
Oh man, well, I appreciate that. Well, we'll be back Friday. We'll be back Friday after the Bulls take on the Suns. Be sure you're going on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. You already know where to follow us on Twitter. Go to the YouTube, subscribe to the On Tap Sportsnet YouTube channel. It means a lot to us when you do that. We are like very, very close to 600 if we're not there. You know what? Hang on 1 second. Let me just check because I just figured I'd check before we go because it's exciting if we are. For me, I don't know if it's exciting for anybody else, but we are 3 away. We are 3 away from 600 subscribers on YouTube, so I'll take that. So please, if you know anybody that likes Chicago sports, send them our way. Have them hop in the comment section with Goose and I. Talk Bulls basketball.
403 people. I think that the 1,000 milestones is a little bit better than the 600 one.
I take baby steps.
Okay.
I just want to throw that out there, man. I want to set my goal too big, and I want to let myself down. You know what I mean? So I got little baby step goals.
So you approach life like the Bulls,
right?
Okay.
God, man, you've been zinging me all night, dude. Damn, what the fuck? Is some like little brother picking on some big brother shit? Is that what's happening here today?
I'm just trying to cut through.
You have a bad day at work? Did you?
Stayed home from work. Yeah, that's
Maybe I just had a sensitive day. I don't know what's going on with me, man. I'm crying out here. All right, we'll be back.
Everybody wondering, Buzz messaged me and said, I think this might be the game that made me hate the team. And I said, this one? And he said, yeah, this one. I said, was it the lack of Terry Taylor? And he went, fuck you.
I just put that was cold, man. Because that was cold, dude. You did me dirty yesterday. You did it again. Tired of it. All right, we'll be back Friday after the Bulls take on the Phoenix Suns. Let's go, Bulls.